This is the knife from the German Bundeswehr. This is the official German combat knife, the Eickhorn KM2000. It's actually a brand that it was founded in 1865 and they've been making military knives ever since. So, better be good. Feels sturdy.
But it is but ugly!
Definitely not a bushcrafting knife, okay?
First, let's go to a small negative about this knife, because it had kind of a rough start, being not the sharpest of the bunch, okay.
Oh, 775.
Scheiße! Das ist nicht so scharf!
Look, Martin, I know a military knife doesn't need to be as sharp as a bushcraft knife potentially, but I want it to be sharp. A little bit sharp.
Yeah,
you also tried the normal edge, not only the serrated edge.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I tried the normal edge.
People are very angry.
It's that. What if my plane crashes? What if I'm alone? No enemies inside. I have to make a fire. I'm cold. Scheiße, ich bin sehr kalt. Ich muss eine Feuer machen mit meinem Messer. Ja, let's go to the forest.
Probably the majority of people watching this might have thought that that was just Dutch that you were speaking.
Yeah, probably.
Can you please say I love knives in German?
Ich liebe die Messer.
And now in Dutch?
Ik hou van messen. In the military, knives are abused. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna start with abuse and gonna find out how this knife can still make a fire after its abuse. Mikkie, I don't think like a normal knife with this size and weight would have cut that deep into the rope. So those teeth do a lot of damage. This segment of the video is sponsored by Boker Sollingen.
It's autumn. As the days grow short and the trees are shedding their leaves, we've all started counting down to Christmas. But what better way than to count down than with an advent calendar?
Count down and build your own knife at the same time. You can choose between the Boker Cataclysm and the Urban Trapper. Every day contains a part of the knife. This way you get a new knife and know exactly how it's built. You're instantly bonded with the knife when Christmas arrives. It's easy, I let my girlfriend make the knife for herself. The knife you build will be fully customizable with different handle skills options, so you can pick the one that you like best. Why wait until Christmas if you can have fun counting down? Get your advent calendar now with the link in the description. So we're gonna time how fast the serrations cut the rope versus a sharp, normal edge.
3, 2, 1, start.
Done.
3.9 seconds.
Was actually not that easy.
No.
Okay.
It looked real difficult actually. Start.
Done. Like same way through.
1.8 seconds.
Okay, so
1.8 seconds.
This was way easier than this.
Yeah, but why then do you think a serrated edge is beneficial on a military knife, Martin?
I think because most of the soldiers are not gonna bother sharpening their knives ever, and this would, like, if this would get really dull, this would at a certain point be faster with rope cutting than this, or cutting your seat belt or whatever. So there is a point where this would win.
Yeah.
But not when the knife is sharp. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. My biggest problem with serrated knives are that they basically are unable to do basic knife tasks because of that serrated edge. Because if I take the Heckler & Koch, it can do it easily. If I want to do push cut, it can very easily carve a point on the stick. Serrated edge now.
Oh yeah.
So it would be possible, but it gets like a 3 or 4 out of 10, and a push cut.
Oh yeah, that's impossible.
So
it
let's do it with the sharp edge. It
just doesn't want to cut deep into the wood.
I see people online defend a serrated edge with saying that you can use it as a saw.
That looked terrible.
It is a terrible saw. So what we do with a serrated edge is this.
So now let's try to find out what this knife is actually good at, yeah? So I think it might be very well at So I gotta say, did that really well. This knife penetrated way deeper than this knife. Hey, and I'm a little bit angry now. Because I'm already reading your comments from the future. Like, yeah, you're testing this knife for things it's not designed for. Yeah, yeah. Yes, we are not testing this knife what it's designed for. We are Dutch Bushcraft knife, so we test it in a Bushcraft scenario and then we try to mix in some of the tough elements.
Basically, we're trying to find out how good it is as a survival knife.
Exactly. And we do believe that that is an important feature of a military knife. This is, by the way, also a military knife. Was a very good knife. De zwaarste tester. Jawohl. KM. They always say military knives are good at prying because they pry open the food cans, they pry open the stuff, they pry open the cats, they pry open the dogs.
Pry. Whoa. Ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa!
It is bent.
What? Everything this channel touches gets bent.
Do you see this? But I do want to point out that bending for military knife in this case is better than breaking. That's pretty much straight again. Okay, that's positive.
TBK makes every bend knife straight.
If there's one thing Germans are good at, it's putting up, how do you say this?
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire, yeah. The Germans putting up a lot. This is really tough on the edge. I'm gonna say, I am really impressed. So there's some edge damage, but this is steel barbed wire. And we have seen some knives chip really, really deeply by cutting the barbed wire. So I'm actually really impressed. This is minor damage.
We love minor.
Tefal pen full of PFAS. Yeah! Pen didn't change anything on this knife.
Martin, you've got one choice now.
Okay.
Very important one. Either we chop into the beam, or we grab out the baseball bat, which we broke the K-bars with.
I want to go for the baseball bat.
You broke my baseball bat that I made when I was 16.
15 years it has been sitting in the shed, being useful. But you
Why? Why?
You
Why?
ordered me to do it. You ordered
I
me to
said
be
do a
fast.
trick with it, not... Your trick was, look, now it's whole and now I broke it.
That was hard. That was hard. There's actually nothing wrong with it. Do we hit it again?
Can you please tell them in German that they gotta make it sharp?
Meine deutsche Freundin. Ich bin Martin vom Dutch Bushcraft Messer. Jawohl. Und die Messer von KM2000, die ist nicht so sehr scharf. Nein, so, sie muss das Messer ein bisschen scharfer machen. Ja, so dass wir können schneiden mit das Messer. Mikkie, there's nothing wrong with the knife. The only thing wrong with it is that it's German. 3, 2, 1. Last hit. Wait. I heard speak a little bit Dutch already. Oh, it's slightly bent to one side, but only
that's
very slightly.
After all this, Martin, can this knife still make a fire?
Yeah. The edge itself, not even the serrations up to now, it's annoying that it's that far from the start. But even though we dulled it, it's still not very bad. So let's see how the... Oh! Mikkie, you're correct. Actually, Mikkie, sometimes it's making like 4 feathers in one go. But it's actually not bad for feather sticking.
And that's why I also can kind of understand that they put a serrated edge on this knife.
Look at this, like these are not the nicest feathers out there, but because the serrations they create like one big feather, one small feather with every stroke, it has a lot of surface to catch the sparks on. So let's see if we can light it. Oh my god, it's actually also good at this, Mikkie. This is really not that bad. I'm thinking like the thing that this knife is the worst at is carving. And these things that I'm doing now are like, I think, the primary things that you would use your military knife for in a survival situation. You're not gonna make a nice bear carving or old man's carving when surviving. So I gotta admit, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but if you want to carve like a trap or something, I don't know if you would ever need that as a military somebody in the army. I don't know, I don't think so, but that would be borderline impossible. But
yeah, but I am positively surprised. I mean, they went for the tactical aspects of this knife. But even with that, it is a sturdy, it's a reliable knife. And it does the things it needs to do, like to as the bare minimum to stay alive. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, this really surprises me. I thought this would be impossible with this knife, actually, to be honest.
Me too, Mikkie. I thought I gotta hurry. I thought this would generally not be a good military knife, and I changed my opinion, and I'm gonna tell you all about that in the conclusion.
Can you please say something in like authentic German?
Möchte ich eine Schnitzel bitte? Und eine Bratwurst? Das macht mir sehr blij.
Aber ich möchte leider.
You know what was really good, Mikkie? Actually, this knife, it kind of blew me away in the sense that it's definitely not that bad.
Just like our giveaway.
Whoa, it's a brand new giveaway. We are giving away 2 highly rated Falcon Even H1 LMAX thanks to DBK, the newly released TRC Classic Freedom DLC thanks to TRC, a Benchmade Dacian thanks to Benchmade, a Lion Steel B41 thanks to DBK, a Lion Steel Agile thanks to DBK, 2 times the BPS Bushmade 2.0 thanks to BPS and DBK, and 2 times a newly released T-Rex Crawler thanks to Master Fieber, also from Deutschland.
Aber Martin, das ist geweldig.
Is this a bushcrafting knife?
No, heck no.
Definitely not. Is this a very, very sturdy military knife? It is. The most important thing that a military knife can have is sturdiness, because those guys mistreat their knives like shit. Mikkie, what I've read in the comments mostly is that they use their knives to open rations, tweak stuff on their weapons, like they mistreat their knives.
Yeah.
So having a sturdy knife, I think, is a really big benefit, and this knife is definitely very sturdy.
Because I would say that having a knife as a backup survival tool is never a bad idea. I can see what they wanted to do with this design, and they wanted to make like a waterproof knife that...
Waterproof?
No, Martin, what am I doing? They wanted to make a foolproof knife that could not actually dull, and every steel dulls, as you know. But because of the serrated edges, they will always remain sharp and useful.
Yeah. I think this knife is aimed at people who normally are not really used to use knives a lot, and I think it does a pretty good job at that. Mikkie, looking at the sheath, it also comes back with the military standards, like it has the Molly or Pulse webbing compatible sheath. You can put it on your belt, and what is very interesting is if you're feeling very lonely, look.
Oh, Martin, that is we've got a very young audience.
It actually already makes my butthole tingle a little bit.
Oh my god, and my mouth.
It's a pegger.
And I thought that this knife would feel hard at everything we did. I thought the tip would break, I thought the whole knife would break, but it proved to be sturdier than I thought. It proved to be more functional than I thought. And I think what this knife was designed for, it does pretty well. Do I like it as a knife? No, not at all. did it succeed in what it was designed for? I think very much so.
Thank you very much for watching. Please consider checking out the DBK shop. Check out our Patreon, and we see you every Thursday 1 p.m. PDT. Hit that subscribe button, because if you do, it makes us smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, see everything every week for okay, later.
Hoe zij dan, zo städtele hinaus, städtele hinaus, und du, meine Schatz, bleibst hier.